Hello and welcome to Offensive, where we're going to be honoring the NFL schedule by picking every game. And I don't know if you guys heard, though, the Buffalo Bills are going to open their new stadium, and they're not going to honor O.J. Simpson, which I think is appropriate.
Instead, they're going to put Frank Drebin instead.
Yeah, they should honor Frank Drebin. But also, I think when the new Indiana Bears open up in Hammond, they shouldn't honor the city of Chicago either, because that would be appropriate because they're shitting all over them. So, right. Yes, welcome to Offensive. We picked all the games. We're going to go through each division, the standings, and then ultimately look at our playoffs. We kind of just did it blind. We went just every game. We picked each game. And so Dave doesn't even know where his teams lie. He's going to find out, and I'm going to make fun of him for it. So let's jump into it. Let's see how we did. All right, so we're going to start in the AFC with the AFC North and Smoke Joe Burrow coming back. And look at you guys thinking the Bengals are going to win this division.
Apparently the Bengals have a great defense, a great O-line, everything.
I mean, they better if this coach wants to keep his
job.
Joe
Burrow said, we have to win a Super Bowl or I'm the hell out of here, all right? He's like, we are a Super Bowl team.
I love
we saying 1 month ago that head coach is on the hot seat?
Oh, yeah, he is. Well, they better win these 14 fucking games, hype, because, like, I mean, I got them winning 11, and I think they're obviously in the playoffs when they get there, but I still think the Ravens are good. Meanwhile, you guys are shitting all over the Ravens because, okay.
Hey, I got them over 500.
Yeah, Dave, you got them with a losing record. Tell me why. Like, come on. What's going on here?
For me, it's just they lost their fullback, their center, their best blocking tight end. They're a run-first team. Declan Doyle, he's going to really innovate everything. Lamar Jackson said that this is a mind-blowing offense that he's installing, but I just think there's going to be so much more put into this offense the first year. It's going to be tough, even for Lamar, who's a vet, to him to try to learn an all-new scheme and whatnot. So I think it'll be a little rough going. Year 2, they're going to be hell on wheels, but year 1, I think will be a little rough.
Well, it might not just be Lamar. The wide receivers have to learn a new offense. Everybody, the offensive line.
Receivers. Well, I'll tell you guys why I have them winning the division. It's for the other side of the ball, because Jesse Minter did a phenomenal job with that Chargers defense with barely any superstar talent on there. And this Ravens defense is good. They definitely need some pass rush help, but they've got really good players on that defense. And I think the offense might not be great because, dude, the last 3 or 4 years, the Ravens have been winning with offense. They've been a top 3 offensive team. Mm-hmm. Their defense has been kind of middling, like 10 to 15. I think Jesse Minter brings their defense back to a top 10 defense, and they win games more Ravens style, like 17 to 13, instead of 35 to 29 or something. Right. So I think the Ravens defense is the key for me, but I still love these Bengals. Hey, Eddie, we were going to have you come on the show, but like we almost drove ourselves insane picking all these games. We're like, we're not going to do that to Eddie, but you can come on the playoff show with us because that'll be a whole bunch of fun, dude.
Yeah, Eddie probably wants to come on the show and talk about anything, what I mean? Because he likes to talk ball, beer and ball. Shout out to Beer and Ball show.
Because we had to pick all these games, but Eddie, we're going to do playoff predictions next week, so we're going to have you back on, buddy. But we all agree Mike McCarthy and the Steelers are Mike McCarthy and the Steelers. Now, me and Dave have them at the 8-9 wins where the Steelers just exist for eternity. Doug, you decided they're going to suck a bunch of balls. So tell me why they went 6-11.
Do I need to bring out a magic 8 ball or something to tell you that their team's old, slow, and has Aaron Rodgers as quarterback? I don't know. Okay, in the last 3 years, how many really good games has Rodgers had in 3 years? Maybe like 3?
Yeah.
Like how? So you want to extrapolate and think the whole season Rodgers is going to be healthy, playing really well, as good as he can at like 40 years old. Even if that happens, I don't think they can even be 500 because their defense is old. Their offense is just slow and clunky. There's nothing, and they have like Mike McCarthy running the offense.
Yeah.
And who's running the defense?
And honestly, dude, they kind of fixed their offensive line. I like the Rico Dowdle signing, but this is McCarthy and Rodgers. They're going to run the ball.
Do you remember the last year that they played together? They won like 3 or 4 games or something.
I know. The reason I have them 9-8 is because their schedule is actually not that hard. I mean, it's like kind of toward the bottom of what the schedule should be, right? We don't know what it's going to be. But yeah, the AFC does kind of stink. Other than
Charlie
White, top 5. So I was just like, they're going to win a bunch of BS games. I know they are, and they're going to win a couple division games. I know they are. So
this is a good analysis right here. They're the 2025 Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, dude. Oh my God, I don't want to look.
So Rodgers will play 5 games.
Yeah. So I think Doug
But
could,
they get the NFC South, which should help.
yeah.
Yeah,
Doug,
that's why they're going to win how many 6 games? That's why they're winning 6 games.
All right. Now, it's funny that we and you both had the Browns at 4 wins. Dave gave him 6 because he thinks Shedeur Sanders is going to get hurt.
He
or
was
something,
a Shedeur
probably.
believer.
Yeah,
I believe
believer.
in that defense, even without the big swinging. They still had a pretty stellar defense last year.
They lost Bush, that linebacker. He's so good.
Yeah, but they drafted that rookie from UCLA last year that was really good. They got the dude from Michigan, and they got
the
Jared
defensive
Verse.
rookie of the year.
They still have the safety coordinator.
Garrett. But dude, the defense wasn't the problem last year, guys. If this team can put up 2 touchdowns, they're gonna win a couple games. So I just was
like, that's why they're winning 4.
Yeah, they're gonna win 4. And Dave's like, they might put up 2 touchdowns 6 times. It's like,
Shedeur Sanders might break the record for sacks in the season by over 100. Like he might bypass how many sacks he's getting by 100.
All right, so we got the AFC North. Moving on to the AFC East. Surprise, surprise. We've all got, we got exactly the same
it's like a Spider-Man meme.
Holy cow. So Doug's got 13 for the Bills, 12 for me and Dave. Doug's got the Patriots with 12 wins, huh? No Super Bowl hangover?
They have a pretty easy schedule.
Whoa. I mean, they had a pretty easy schedule last year, and
That's
they didn't have
the same thing.
Scandal. So I feel
pretty easy schedule.
Okay. I mean, me and Dave both have them at 9 and 8. And hey, you know what, guys? I appreciate that you guys respected the Dolphins enough to give them 5 wins, or 6 in Dave's case. So, because they suck, but I think they're going to win 5 games. I do. I think they legitimately.
Before we get to there, though, I think the reason I put the Patriots at this level is the Patriots are going to be one of those teams that looks really good in a regular season, and in the playoffs they can't do stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's
why I kind of think they are.
I think I have them making the playoffs at 9 and 8. I can't say for sure.
Right.
Dave had like 6, 9 and 8 teams.
The Schottenheimer style, where like in the regular season you look amazing. When it comes to playoff times, you have to play really good teams. Not so good.
All right, but let's talk about the best part of this screen right here, which everyone needs to notice. Doug, your pure unadulterated hatred for Aaron Glenn is fucking awesome. I love the hell out of it. Like, I was struggling finding wins for the Jets, and I was like, I got to give him 3. And Doug's like, no, fuck that. One win.
No. I had him at 0, and I said, okay, for the love of the game, because I love American gridiron football, for the love of the game, I'll throw him one in there.
You had him at 0-17, and you're like, I'm going to change it?
Dude, every show, I think I say this every show. It's like a thing I do where it's like the Jets fans have literally said this is the worst Jets team ever, and they're the worst franchise ever. I don't know how. Yeah. How far down can you go more? Do you have to dig down to the center of the earth to go further down?
So when I was going through the Jets games, I noticed I had them at like 1 and 9.
Do you know who their quarterback is?
Yeah. Oh, Geno Smith is a
quarterback.
He's an absolute dumpster fire. But my thought process was this, Doug, is that your best friend, Aaron Glenn, will probably get fired around week 9 when they're 1 and 8. And they'll get a coach bump, and they'll sneak out a win or 2. That's why I had him at 3. So, but they're trash.
You're right. If they get rid of Aaron Glenn, it could turn course and they get 3 or 4.
Jets fans, this could be the best thing that happened to you, though, because Aaron Glenn gets fired, and then you get the number 1 overall pick, and there's a bunch of good quarterbacks to where you're probably going to fuck it up and not pick the best one, but there's enough to where you'll probably get at least a decent quarterback out of it, right? So
if Glenn is not fired halfway through the season by then, like there's a conspiracy. There's something happening
and not many of these guys, Jets fans, can go back to college when you get the number 1 pick, because a lot of them would. Let's be honest. A lot of them
they're going to try.
Yeah, one of them already did last year.
One of them's going to be stuck with you for sure, Jets fans. So like you definitely want to lose a bunch of games. Yeah.
We do sleepwalk against the Jets, but we do that against any crappy team.
We do that. We do sleepwalk agast the Jets. I know.
Or any crappy team.
If they go 1-16 and their 1 win is against the Packers, that would be.
I was really close.
Diabolically.
I was so close to doing that.
Dude, right? God damn it. Fucking Jets. Okay. But this division is pretty straightforward. You got Bills, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets in whatever, record they finish. That's most likely the order. We all agreed on that. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. AFC South. We've all got the Texans good. That's crazy. Now they're a good team. Doug's got them losing 2 games.
I almost went undefeated with them. Whoa. The only thing they need is a quarterback that's competent. If CJ Stroud can just be like Jimmy Garoppolo, you know what I mean? Or whoever. They could go undefeated. But
this Texans team is very, very, very good.
They're so good. And if David Montgomery now, former Bear.
This Texans defense, to me, looks like one of those defenses that you talk about 10 years later because they're going to be good for
like
so
you
long.
don't even need a defense coordinator. The defensive line is just like run that way at the quarterback, and it's done.
I couldn't get them to 15 wins because of CJ. I just couldn't do it. But they win the division for me.
I understand.
Also about the Jaguars being really good at 12-5. I had a little bit more trouble with the Jaguars because I don't know what their defense is going to be.
I think their defense is going to be good.
I do like their offense. I think their offense is good. So I think 10 wins is good for them. Dave, you've got the Colts. Are you a believer in the Colts again, Dave? Even with Daniel Jones missing
9-8.
Second, well, you'll see that I have them starting real slow in the first half.
I did notice that in Dave's chart where the Colts were, they were like 1-7, and then they railed off like 8 wins in a row.
I have them at 9-8 also.
But I mean, that's kind of the opposite of what they did last year.
Exactly. When he was healthy, when he had his timing down, they're a very efficient.
They were like what 7-2, and then
they got Sauce Gardner there.
Yeah, they lost like 6 in a row. So no, dude, I kind of was telling myself like maybe the Colts make the playoffs if Daniel Jones was healthy all year or starting the year. I think I would have definitely had the Colts in the playoffs. But for me too, Dave, they started real crappy. So.
My whole process, right? That is awesome.
Well, I guess if one good thing came out of the Jets' existence is that.
All right, but look at this. Can they win 11, 12 games with defense? Have you seen them play football, sir?
Yes, they can live. They did it last year. They
could play their defense on offense and just have them on the field the whole game and still win the game.
They should literally just tell the offense to go punt on second down and try to just get it as close to the end zone and see if the defense can score.
Can they just have the defensive line play offense also?
No, this is the best defense in the NFL. It's not one of those things where it's like we know, every year defense is hard to predict. This defense is so good that without injury, they will dominate the crap out of you.
Just watch what they did last year against Buffalo.
Dude,
that game was amazing. I've never seen anyone do that.
Yes. I bet, dude. Honestly, I think Davis Mills. I might go 15-2 if they had Davis Mills.
If they had a supplemental draft, they could have got that gambling guy, and they could have won the Super Bowl.
They could have got the gambler. Yeah.
Oh no, my process for this is I started off with the crappiest teams because I originally started off with the Rams, and then the Niners, and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm giving all of these wins, and the Jets are going to wind up with 0 wins. The Raiders are going up with 0 wins. So I'm like, okay, change the philosophy. Started off with the crappy teams and just kind of patchwork my way up. And then I realized, oh crap, I'm gonna have the Texans going 15-2. So I had to force myself.
Schroeder's right, dude. Iowa football in Houston. That is the way the Texans should play football. You're absolutely right. Get the best punter and just try to score on defense.
Just don't turn the ball over.
Seriously.
Yeah, they have the wide receiving core you want. David Montgomery is going to give you a solid.
Yeah, David Montgomery is going to ride you. He's on my fantasy team. He's going to get you 4 touchdowns a game now. Okay.
Yeah. Doug is all about old men because he has him and the Ravens running.
Yeah. So I think I traded him. The Texans are the best team in this division.
I traded Derrick Henry.
There's a possibility the Colts could jump the Jaguars, but we all agree the Titans are the worst. However, I gave them a little bit of a Bob Saleh bump. I gave him a couple extra wins because of Bob Saleh, but I think it's going to take him a year or two to kind of get this defense fixed because there's just nobody there.
He thinks your 6 wins for the Titans is ridiculous.
Yeah, 6 is. Dude, Bob Saleh.
You got him at 5. I have him at 3.
I got him at 5. I think Bob Saleh's getting 5 wins. That's all I'm going to say. I have faith in him.
The offensive coordinator for the Titans was their head coach, and he was terrible last year. Yeah. He didn't do squat. It was a very predictable offense. Yeah. And I didn't watch all of the games, but a lot of the people who like really dive into that crap, they said he did exactly what he was supposed to. He did the best play that he could in those scenarios. It was just what he started off with was pure crap.
Was this why you're going to trade for Tony Pollard?
What's that?
You're going to trade for Tony Pollard now because their offense is going to be good.
Well, they're actually going to have opportunities to get into the red zone, which is something that they couldn't do last year.
Well, it'd be good if they had good players too.
Say what you will. He can at least improve in offense.
And I think Cam Ward's decent. He's got a lot to work on, but I don't think he's a bust by any means. I think he's okay. He's good enough to win you a couple games.
It's difficult to say that your number 1 wide receiver is a rookie, but last year all he had was wide receiver 4s and 5s. He didn't even have a wide receiver 2 last year.
Ridley
and he had Tony Pollard, so he's working.
Wide receiver 2.
He's working from the ground up with Tony Pollard. So okay, all right, so. Pretty similar there. Let's see how we did in the AFC West. I think this was the toughest division. But we have all got the Broncos winning it. How about
Dave
that?
is a Mahomes believer.
He's got the Chiefs at 10. I mean, I got them 9 and 8.
I'm
a Spags-
one
I'm a
less.
Spags
You like the
believer.
Broncos more than me. Look at that. You got them 12 wins. There you
Yeah,
go.
12. Yep. I got them the Chargers at 10 and 7, the Chiefs at 9 and 8. Dave's got 10 and 7 for the Chiefs and Chargers. You got 8 and 9. So yeah, Chiefs and Chargers, we're all about 8, 9 wins, 10 wins. I agree with that. Dude, the Chargers schedule, I think the Chargers are going to be good this year, but they have like a 6-week run where they play like, and I'm not bullshitting you, like 6 of the 7 best teams in the NFL, like in a row. Their schedule is rough, dude. And I was like, man, the Chargers they're going to be exhausted from that gauntlet, and they're not going to win this division. Because I was like, oh, the Chargers should win the division. But yes, I agree.
Just
Don't forget,
sucks.
Just the way they
hates
start the
Jalen
season.
Payton.
Texans, Niners, Rams. That's tough right there. For
Yeah,
out of
dude.
out of
The
conference.
Chargers schedule is brutal. So me giving them 10 wins is saying like, hey, this is a good football team because they're going to win 10 games. Like their schedule is rough, dude. And it's just like back to back to back to back to back. But that being said, I think Denver might take a bit of a step back. I know they got Waddle. I know they're super excited, but I think they're going to take a bit of a step back, but they're still going to win the division. And then, yeah, we've all got, okay. So Dave, you gave the Raiders 7 wins. That's what I need you to explain, because that's a lot. Why do you think 7?
Because last year, again, they had Chip Kelly calling their plays on offense, right? He got fired halfway through the season.
Trash.
They didn't have any sort of a schematic out there. And Kirk O'Chain, say what you will, he doesn't have the arm that he used to now that it was ever that great, but he's a solid 500 quarterback. He's what Andy Dalton was for the Bears when we had Justin Fields. He doesn't have to be dynamic.
I think too that
Raiders.
Kubiak is a good offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Getting a good center is going to help their run game. I think Genty's going to be a little better. And I think Mendoza starts by week 8 or 9 likely.
Yep.
And yeah, I think that's why I would say 4 wins for me, but I can see them maybe getting to 6 if they're lucky. 7 seems a little high because their defense is an absolute garbage pile. But yeah, they got a lot of Packers guys that couldn't make it on our defense. That should tell you everything you need to know. But yeah, no, I mean, I could see it. Because I really do like Kubiak a lot. I think Kubiak's a really good hire for them, especially with Mendoza coming in and getting a center that can kind of stabilize that line. I think is going to help Genty a lot. So the Raiders are, for me, next year, I might sneaky pick the Raiders to be good, but not this year.
Great movie. Right?
I'm doing born in East LA jokes.
Was he really born in East LA? Because that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, who's that hype guy commenting? He's really funny.
Yeah, is he?
Who's that guy?
Is he? Okay, so Broncos got the best defense. That's kind of why I got them at 1. Chargers, I think, got the best offense in this division, and that's why I got them at 2. Dave, so you think the Chiefs 10 and 7? Obviously, it's hard to pick against the Chiefs. Me having them at 9 and 8 was more just like I have issues with their defense now because they don't have any cornerbacks.
Yep.
They don't really have a great pass rush anymore, so it's kind of hard for me to find wins. Even though they got Kenneth Walker, and even though I think Mahomes is going to have a better year, even with, kind of probably starting slow, but you got him at 10 and 7. Tell me why, Dave.
I think Spags, he's just always able to develop a secondary, right? So they got their guy, they drafted him. Was it the kid out? So he's going to be able to turn him into
Mansour
something
Delane out of
eventually.
LSU.
Yeah,
he's
Delane out of
going to
LSU.
be good, but
Having
a rookie,
obviously you need more than one DB,
Yeah.
but it's just the track record that Spags has for developing DBs.
that's
They
fair.
may not be elite right away, but I think by the end of the year,
that's fair.
gonna
He's
have 'em-
maybe
gonna
the
have
best
more
in the
than-
NFL at developing DBs. He's one of them anyway. So yeah, that's a good point. All right, and again, I only have 1 less win for them. It could go either way, but I think that's pretty fair. It's kind of funny how similar we were. Like, so this, other than Steelers and Ravens, is pretty close. This is identical.
Yeah.
Our
top
Colts and
and bottom
Jags
are
switch them up, but
similar.
that's pretty close. And then Chiefs and Chargers switch them up. But like, yeah, and the AFC is pretty top heavy and pretty bottom shitty. So the AFC wasn't that hard. I think the NFC is a little more difficult to figure out. But let's see how we did overall. So the Texans for hype at 15 and 2, the Bengals at number 2 seed, 14 and 3. Then you got your Bills and Broncos. So the 4 teams getting a home game right there. Jaguars at 12 and 5, Patriots at 12 and 5, and the Chargers at 9 and 7. Ravens missing the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers missing the playoffs for all of us. So what a surprise. And the one new team is the Bengals for you. I made sure to point out which teams were going to be new playoff teams, because remember, guys, there's like 5 or 6 every year. Yeah. So that's why this is difficult. It's hard to figure out who those teams are going to be. So it's nice when you get a couple in there. So Dave's got Broncos number 1 again, back-to-back years. Number 1, Bills at 2, Texans at 3, Bengals at 4, getting a home game. Chiefs at 5, so they would play each other. Chiefs at Bengals, first week of the playoffs would be pretty dope. And then Chargers and Patriots coming back in, where I've got the Ravens. I'm the only one that put the Ravens in the playoffs, and I have them at the 2 seed. So, yeah, that's like a big difference. We'll see how that goes. Texans at 3 for me, Broncos, Bengals, Chargers, and I got the Jags in there. So what do you guys think is the worst of your picks for this? Like, pick your best pick and your worst pick right now.
Bengals, if the Bengals don't get it together, this is a terrible pick at 14.
Yeah, that's a lot of wins for a team whose quarterback's never healthy. So
right, but this the thing is, when you hear Joe Burrow and he's like, "We got to win a Super Bowl now. We need to be able to super soon." He's like kicking. When I hear him kicking everyone in the ass, making people accountable, and then they go and they trade for one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I'm like, you know what? Maybe they can put it together and keep Joe Burrow healthy, because that passing attack, you can't do it. I mean, there's nothing you can do against that passing attack, and even the running game can be good if they're shooting on all cylinders. Yep. So I just assuming the Bengals are playing to their potential, which I think they can do. I think Joe Burrow can rally the team and get their act together, because now the Bengals are scared to death that he might leave town, so they're gonna get their stuff together.
I have no doubts this offense is a 14-15 win kind of offense, but their defense is like a 15 loss kind of defense. So it's like hard to figure out where they lie in between. So okay, that could be your worst. What's your best pick of all 7?
I think the Texans is my best pick, because
the Texans are gonna.
My whole theory this year is defense. You have to have. I mean, what we saw last year in the playoffs, where the Broncos could have made the Super Bowl if they had a decent quarterback, and they probably could have beaten Houston. But the defense has dominated the AFC last year in the playoffs. Like, if you don't have an elite, and even the Jaguars made a big run with a really good defense, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have look at the Patriots. They made it to the Super Bowl. Their defense stepped up big time and played really good when it needed to be. Their cornerbacks were just smothering people, and They even kept it like kind of closest in the Super Bowl. Yeah. So like, I don't expect them to keep that up on defense with the Patriots, but like, the AFC is all about who has the elite defense. The Chiefs defense is not going to be elite anymore, so they're not even in here, I don't think. Yeah. The Bengals is just the one that stands out because I didn't do the defense thing with them, so that's why it might be bad.
I think the Texans, if they had anything but an Ohio State quarterback, I'd say they're the best team in the NFL.
Literally, all they have to do in the meeting, in the quarterback meeting room, is just be like, don't throw interceptions, just take the easy pass. That's it.
Don't have 4 turnovers a game in the playoffs.
Seriously. All right, Dave, what's your best and worst of your 7 AFC playoff teams?
The worst is probably the Chiefs. It was one of those. I looked at everything, trying to cut through, and I'm like, I gave him 10 just because I think that, if Mahomes is healthy this year, I think he's going to be able to help him out. Even if he's not healthy week 1 and week 2, I think that he's still going to be able to get him through the muck. But that offense was just so ugly last year.
So bad. They got Kenneth Walker now, though. Who's again, regular season Kenneth Walker is not what you guys saw in the Super Bowl. Remind yourself of that. Like, he's not like that every game, but he's still a very competent running back. He's a lot better than Isaac Pacheco. So and
I also think it was really big for them getting their old running back coach back. Yeah, right.
I think that'll help too. I don't think that's a terrible pick, honestly, but okay. So what's your best though?
My best is the Patriots at 9-8. I don't think they're going to win more than 9. I really don't.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty fair.
Super Bowl hangover. It's, maybe they even could have missed the playoffs, but I think
putting them I don't have them
7 seed is not that.
In mine. Yeah, I have the Patriots and the Chiefs missing the playoffs in mine, because I've got the Ravens, obviously, and then I've got the Jaguars, which you don't have. But
that's what I rather would have had the Jags instead of the Pats.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, my worst could be the Ravens, but I'm sticking with that. I think the Ravens are still good. Honestly, I think my worst might be that I hated too much on the Chargers because I think regular season Chargers are going to be good, but I just looked at that schedule and I was like, no way, dude. Like, they cannot win all these games. I was like, no way. But dude, they could be a 13-win team. Like, they are that good. And yes, they will lose their first playoff game, but they are a good football team. So that could be my worst, but I still got them in the playoffs. I was also going to say potentially my worst might be the Chiefs missing it, Dave, because I think the Jags, even though I love their offense, I'm a little concerned that their defense is repeatable from what they did last year.
Right. They lost losing Lloyd hurts.
Yeah, losing Lloyd hurts a lot. I mean, maybe if Travis Hunter's healthy, that could make a difference, but I don't know. So I'll say my worst is potentially the Chargers. I might have underestimated them. And I'm going to say my best is having faith in the Bills again. I have faith, even though I talk crap about Joe Brady. They've got a young man there. Eddie's favorite university alumni. One Jim Leonard as their defensive coordinator. So I feel like they're going to find a way to win a lot of football games. So I think Bills getting the number 1 overall seed is going to happen. I do think it's going to happen. So, all right. So that is our NFC take. The Texans are going to feed it if they have under 20 interceptions. Maybe. I mean, it's possible, dude. I don't know about undefeated.
That's just what a commenter said. I don't know. Could be true.
Yeah. I wonder who that was. Okay. Television. Okay. Let's move to the NFC. Let's see what we have for the NFC. We're going to start with the NFC East. We've all got the Eagles winning it, but at pretty mediocre, if I'm being honest. 10-7 for a division winner is a little mediocre. What was that last comment about Bengals?
Sorry, you said the Bengals and Chargers have quarterback health issues.
No, that's true, Schroeder. That's definitely true. Like, and the Chargers got 3 new offensive linemen. They're 2 tackles that were missing last year, plus the guy they drafted, who I think is very good. So I think that's the main thing for me, is if their offensive line is a Jim Harbaugh kind of offensive line, they're a very dangerous team. So, but we'll see, right? They got to stay healthy. Eagles are due to suck. I agree.
Yeah.
Now, even though they're due to suck, they have so much talent on that defense, and they still have Saquon.
This is them sucking, being 11 or 10 wins.
This is, to me, 10-7 is the Eagles sucking, right? Do I think they're going to make a deep playoff run? Probably not. But this division has still got a lot of growing pains, man. It's got a lot of growing pains. The Cowboys defense is still atrocious. There's a bunch of terrible Packer players on there. The Giants won 4 games last year, guys. They looked cool, but they were awful last year, right? And the Commanders, Jaden Daniels was hurt, so they're a little better than their record last year. But the Commanders defense is disgustingly bad as well. So, like, I gave him 7 wins just because I really believe in Jaden Daniels, but this is not a good football team. So I think the Eagles winning it is pretty much, I mean, unless the Cowboys go on a run, you know.
For me, the Eagles winning is just a reflection of their division.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because of the Giants and Commanders.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I think the Eagles could start strong and then just fade away, but they'll still win the division because the Cowboys have the best offense in the division, but they also have the worst defense in the division, right?
Right.
And the Giants, I mean, maybe Harbaugh will fix a little bit of that defense, but Jackson Dart is still a question mark, right? They have to fix that offense.
They lost Jessica Lawrence, their D tackle.
Malik Neighbors, we don't know what his health status is. There's not a lot of weapons on that offense. I mean, the Giants were fun to watch, but dude, they were still a train wreck that lost.
They're like the Falcons of the NFC East, where they have all these pass rushers and fancy running backs, but does that mean
I got them taking a 4-game leap, 8-9, but I still don't think they're that good of a football team. I don't think they're a playoff team. You guys both got them at 6-11. I gave the Commanders a little bit more love just because I think Jaden Daniels is really good when healthy, but I think this is pretty fair. Now, Doug, you've got the Cowboys still sucking at 7-10. Where Dave's got them at 10. I've got them at 9.
When's the last time they didn't suck?
I mean, yeah, fair. But I will be honest, when they hired Schottenheimer as the head coach, I was like, this is a stupid hire. What has this guy done?
It's all smoke and mirrors.
But no, they were really good on offense last year.
They have tons of all pros all over the place. They have to get some yards.
Even though I'm giving them the
Schottenheimer game plans it really well schematically.
They were, I was impressed. I was honestly impressed. I thought they were better game plans than what McCarthy was working with. And even though I give this defense crap, I think there's enough there. They did draft a bunch of guys to help them win a few football games. Not be a good defense, but to help them win a few football games.
Yeah, I won 7 games. That's plenty.
I've got them at 9. Dave's got them at 10. So we all think they're the second best team in the division. That's fair.
The thing is that their defense is always so bad, and they traded for Rashawn Gary. Like, I'm sorry, but like, bro, like, come on.
No, I get it.
But I think they're going to try to have the wave of mediocre bodies so they're fresh.
They have like 80 defensive ends just like rotating in.
Now,
But
even though
I like Caleb Downs. I think he's going to help out quite a bit in the backfield. I did like them going for Devin Moore. He is somebody that we were like, given the injury, he could be great. He could be,
and let's be honest,
he's a hell of a coin flip. But if he hits, that could help out a whole shit.
The thing is, the Cowboys, it's not like they've been lacking for superstars on defense. They draft guys high on defense, like the linebackers all the time, and it's just their defense is just never good.
It's because they have a terrible plan. Like they don't necessarily draft to fit a formula. They draft for talent, right? Which, works. The Packers kind of do the same thing. Let's be honest. They're just not as bad at it as the Cowboys, but our defense has got.
Is Kenny Clark even on the team anymore?
For that very reason. But I think, like, if you look at my standings too, I actually think this division is closer in talent than like people think. I still think the Eagles are going to win it, but I got 10-9-8-7 wins. I think there's a chance the Giants could sneak out this division or the Cowboys could sneak out this division, right? I don't really think there's a chance the Commanders could, but you never know. I think this is going to be a pretty tight division, and they're going to beat each other up a lot, but they're going to be, they're in the work.
I could see the Cowboys going 12-5, honestly.
I can't see that.
All they need is a middle of the road defense.
Yeah.
Because Dak with those two wide receivers and that offensive line that they're building up, I think that offense with that head coach, I think they can.
They don't have the easiest schedule though. They'd have to really dominate their division to go.
But they're the team that exemplifies good on paper, but they don't win games. They're like a team about like glitz and glamour and ego, and like even Micah Parsons said he didn't even like being there. Like he didn't feel connected to anybody. Like it just seemed like all business, and no one gave a damn about anything like at all.
It's a giant strip club, according to Michael.
He's a diva that needed to be told that we love you. Yeah. I feel very sorry, Micah.
Yeah.
Well, you lost the podcast and everything.
Listening, be a professional. We love you. Thank you for coming to Green Bay where we can't draft pass rushers. Thank you so much for coming. We love you.
That's all right. Green Bay loves him, Dave.
Yeah,
they love him.
Oh, are you kidding me? Come on. All right, let's move on to Eddie's favorite division, the NFC South. Okay. Yes, you did, Eddie. Gary put in zero effort. Okay, so Doug's got the Carolina Panthers at the same record as last year, winning the division at 8-9.
Yeah, don't you like that? Do you like that?
The Bucks at 5-12. Wow, you think they're going to be total trash this year? 5-12 for the Bucks.
Did you see them play at the end of the season last year, bro? Like Baker Mayfield did everything he could to like put the team on his back, but he's like 5'2". You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of back there.
For me was the hardest to predict. Like I've been talking up the Panthers all year, so like I kind of had bias when I was picking. I was like, I know the Panthers are going to be good. I got them at 11 wins, but Dave going with the Saints. I love it. Oh man, the Saints winning this division would be kind of awesome. And I do believe in, Doug does hate the Saints, but I do believe in Kellen Moore. I don't believe in their defense because they're old as dirt, but 9-8. I think it's kind of doable.
It could happen. Anything could happen in this division. Anything.
So tell me, Dave, why do you think the Saints are going to win all these games?
I think it's just because Kellen Moore, again, he has the fastest pace of play in the NFL. So the offense is going to be out there a lot. They're going to be really efficient as long as their number one wide receiver doesn't have concussion questions. Yeah. And that's a hell. Those two wide receivers that they have, plus the rookie that they drafted, if they can stay healthy, holy crap, they have a solid enough tight end to complement them. I think, people are talking about them cutting Alvin Kamara. There's no reason to. They save no money from it. Their salary cap or nothing else. He's not, he's not what he was 4 years ago. But I think he's, a solid B to H and being the running back one. So it's not going to be a great rushing attack, but it'll be good enough. I love their young offensive tackles on the left and the right side. They also have a young guard. So the offensive line is going to take a step forward. And I don't really see any dominating defenses in this division that are going to.
Panthers.
That should scare them outside of the Panthers.
Tampa Bay.
I'm just saying, I'm sticking on the Panthers.
Tampa has Vita Vea, who's a foundational team.
Yeah.
Bain.
No,
Bain, we got to see him do it in the NFL.
Are like for the Raiders, for me, it's like this is a year where we see like what they can be, but they could be dangerous in a year from now. But maybe they're ahead of schedule because this is the most gettable division in freaking the NFL by far. Which So like ETN, dude, seriously, like don't change your name, HN. Come on, dude. But I love it, Dave. I had a hard time
Every
finding
day,
wins for the
every day,
Saints,
Greg.
but this is a very bad division. But I'm going with my Panthers, dude. I definitely think the Panthers are going to be good this year. I think 11-6 is realistic for them. I also think they could be 8-9 and win the division again, like Doug has. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen.
I mean, 8-9 is pretty respectable. I mean, I have
yeah.
teams that are winning 3 and 4 games here. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Well, you have a whole division with a losing record. So, like last year,
if they can get a real quarterback in this next year's draft, they could easily bump up 4 wins for me.
Oh yeah,
it's all about that quarterback.
It's all quarterback.
Yeah, and they got Tua and Penix there. Like, man, I don't know. But I think their defense was massively improved. They still got Bijan, they still got Drake, but I got them at 6 wins just because I don't trust Tua.
Well, their quarterback can't see over the O-line.
I was talking about the Panthers.
Oh, you're talking about the Panthers? Well, no. We don't know that Bryce Young's
I love the defense of Carolina. It's gonna be dominant.
I mean, Bryce Young has shown flashes of not being crap, so I feel like he's a good for him.
He's a good quarterback, but you need a
great quarterback for 5'10" and $160.
Yeah, no, I mean. Yeah, I wish he was on the Bears. Let's put it that way.
Give me 350 for him.
I wish he was on the Bears. So I don't think that highly of him, but I still think he's good enough with this defense to win the division. So
at 8 wins, he's good enough.
Yeah, but this division to me is the most chaotic of all. Like the Falcons could win this division. It could very much happen.
Oh,
the Saints could win this division. It could very much happen, right? The Buccaneers could win this division. It could very much happen. And, of course, the Panthers. So, like, there is no team that you could put at the top of this division that I'd be like, that's impossible.
If you give, like, the Tom Cruise shoes to Tua, give him 3 inches, boom, 10 wins for the Falcons.
Maybe. And a new arm, potentially.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. To the next one. Oh, surprise. We all think the Rams are good. Doug, 15-2. You're like, yeah, there's going to be
like I said, defense. They traded for a corner. They got 2 good cornerbacks.
Yeah, they got 2 good corners. They got Myles Garrett. I agree.
I mean, so what do you want?
So how do the Rams have an 18-game schedule?
17, 15-2. What are you talking about? Oh, Dave's got him at 12-6. That should probably be 12-5. Thanks, AI. Well, whatever.
Oh no, what about you as well for Neckbeard?
And 13. Yeah, what the hell happened on this one? Sorry, guys.
Doesn't matter. They're going to win. They just win.
You get it, though. You get it. Like, go by the wins, not the losses. The wins are correct for these. The losses are not. Because Dave liked to have teams with the same record in the top 2 places in all his freaking divisions. So, but Doug, 15's a lot, but I could see it. And then the 14-3 Seahawks, to me, is a teeny bit of a stretch. Just because they lost their running back and their two good defensive players
and their offensive coordinator.
And their offensive coordinator. That's what I'm saying. Like that to me, the Kubiak loss to me was like, hey, they're still a really good football team, but I think 11 is like their ceiling. I feel like
those factors matter. But the reason that they were so good is because of like their big nickel and all these innovative things they're doing, their speed on defense and stuff that offenses don't know how to counter. Now, maybe coaches figure out how to counter them this year. But the problem is that they're like already ahead of the game on defense. They're like a year ahead of everybody else. So everyone's going to start to copy what Seattle's doing with the big nickel and putting them down on the D end and doing all kinds of stuff this year coming up. So everyone's behind them right now. So I think they're still going to be pretty good.
No, I got them at 11. I'm just saying, like, 14's pretty high. Dave's got them at 12, but like, dude, they could win 14. This defense is still.
Stoner thinks they're going to steal games from the Rams. There you go.
Yeah, no, I think I had them splitting with the Rams, honestly, again, but we'll see. Oh, Doug, you got the Niners at 12-5. I didn't even notice that. I got them at 9-8. Why are the Niners 12-5? Their defense is terrible.
If you look at all the DVOA of when their team's healthy, they're like a top 4 team. Like
on offense, not on defense.
I'm just saying. Like they're really like the past 2 years or whatever, they've been really, really good overall in DVOA and like top 5.
Who's the defensive coordinator this year?
It doesn't matter.
Morris,
Look,
right? Is it Raheem Morris?
All that matters is they have Shanahan calling the offense, and he's going to make things happen. Doesn't matter who plays quarterback or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who plays wide receiver for them. Nothing matters who plays on the team. Okay.
They don't really have a wide receiver. I have them at 9-8 just because, like, again, this is a Shanahan team. The offense will be fine, but I just don't trust that defense. And with Bob Saleh leaving, he held that thing together with like toothpaste and Band-Aids. And like, there's not a lot of talent on that defense right now. and it just worries me.
The problem
worries
is
me.
that like the team, the NFL is so top heavy. There's all these teams like the Cardinals and Jets are playing all these teams that are bad.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And when you see the 49ers actually play, they are a good team. They are going to be like 10, 11 wins minimum, I think, if they're healthy.
But
So
the Cardinals steal a game from the Niners like every other year. I think I gave the Cardinals a win against the Niners.
I think I did also.
Like, yeah, like they'll steal a win. Dude, I kind of agree, Shitter. I feel like the 49ers are on the decline. Like we saw their peak, and it was a long peak, and it was really good, and they went to Super Bowls. And I don't think this is Shanahan's fault. I think this is Lynch's fault for drafting like garbage.
Yeah, Lynch is bringing the team down, but I think this is their last hurrah before Lynch just is all
I think so too. And I
terrible.
think Shanahan might actually leave. And if Matt LaFleur doesn't have a job, just saying, like Shanahan, there's a place you can come. But
that's why I'm saying
anyway.
no matter who plays on the team, they could get guys off the street, and Shanahan has an offense as the top 4
Shanahan
offense.
to me is the greatest offensive mind other than Andy Reid and maybe the history of the NFL. So like, and I'm sorry, who, Dave? I'm sorry.
And Ben Johnson.
I mean, should we get a new logo for the Bears that's like them jumping off a cliff? Because you guys are getting way ahead of yourselves. Like way ahead of
our
yourselves.
logo is just a Big Johnson. That's all.
Just a Big Johnson.
Take your shirt off when you see it.
So, part of my strategy though with the Niners, put them at 12-5. When they are less than that and they only win 10 games, I'll be happy. I'll be like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I'm letting them let me down.
And I think, I don't know, I gave the Cardinals like maybe 2 division wins. I got them at 5. I think Love will, do a little bit for him, and we'll see what LaFleur Jr. does. He's a pretty smart kid. Like, I'll give him credit. He's a pretty smart kid. So I think 5 for them, but I understand why you guys got him at 3.
I don't think the Niners or the Cardinals are doing anything in the playoffs. I think they're not going to win playoff games. I think Seattle, the Rams, and Packers are going to dominate.
Yeah. No, but we all think the Rams, even though they've played 20 freaking games for us, apparently, are going to win this division. And Seahawks come in second. I think that's pretty fair. And the 49ers third. I think that's pretty fair. So, all right, let's move it on. Lynch is shit talking Shanahan. If that's the case, Shanahan, please come to Green Bay. Like, please come to Green Bay, please. All right, let's move on. Yeah. All right, we are now going to the most important division in all of the football.
Yes.
The NFC North, where Dave was on crack and he picked the Bears to win the division. So, you know what, dude? He's like, yeah, the Bears are going to have a down year. But we're still going to win the division. Okay, buddy. So, all right, Dave, you start. Explain yourself. Why are the Bears going to win 11 games? Tell me.
Hammond Pro. Oh, no, it's just
the Hammond Pros. Yes, we should call
again.
them
It's just because
yes,
we are all about Hammond. I really just think it's going to be Ben Johnson. It's relying on him. I believe in Dennis Allen. We had a lot of injuries. We didn't have the people who we thought were going to be on the team. Our rookie DN/D tackle who was out most of the season last year. I think they're going to be a little bit better on defense. They don't have to be great. They just have to be a little bit better. Obviously we're not going to get the interceptions on the defense, but
yeah,
I think the defense is just going to be a little bit better. I think our offense is going to be a lot better. Honestly,
I understand.
It's tough losing the center. It's tough losing the left tackle, but I think we have enough patchwork there and we have enough creativity. I think we got the weapons as long as our 2 wide receivers stay healthy. And with that, I mean, Loveland and Burden, we're going to be fine. So,
yeah. So, Dave, do you know how many teams you beat last year that had a winning record? Just out of curiosity. I want to say
probably 2.
Well, 3. You were close. It was 3. You beat the Steelers, you beat the Packers, and you beat the Eagles, right? So you beat 3 teams with a winning record. You play 11 of them from last year. No. Yikes. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to win at least half of those to win 11 games. So I don't know. I'm just saying it's hard for me to get there, but I still think.
But again, the whole reason why I got this cracked out is I started with the worst teams. Trying to go, trying to figure out where their wins are. And I'm like, you're not going to quite, they didn't quite have the build to beat Chicago was all.
I understand.
And that's
honestly, 11 wins.
When I finally got to the division, I'm like, this is a lot of wins for the Bears, but I'm going against a couple of Packer chuckleheads, and I'm not.
Yeah, it's more fun.
At this point, I may as well lean into it.
It's more fun.
I mean, you might as well, because I don't even have them making the playoffs. Yeah, so they're in the third.
Yeah, I've been saying it for months. They're going to go 8-9. I've been saying it for months, and I stuck to it. And I was like, nope, they're going 8-9, and it doesn't mean I think they're terrible. I just think
That means
They're-
I'm nicer to Bear fans. I put 9
I just
and
think
8.
they have a much harder schedule, and their defense is still a work in progress.
But also,
It's still a work in progress.
Dave, you say their offense will be better, but also now we have tape on their offense and their guys this year coming in, and their offensive line is going to be worse.
There's a lot.
So
of
it's going to be a lot of new challenges for them.
But Ben Johnson's offense got better every year in Detroit.
No, I think Ben Johnson is.
Well,
is
he also had
bigger than
superstar
that.
receivers
But
and stuff.
for me, their defense is still, and I know they got some pieces, and I know you'll get some guys back, but their defense still to me is like a bottom 10 defense.
That's
and
what I'm
like,
saying.
It's hard for me to find wins against the better teams with that defense. That's all it is. That's all.
I also think that the Lions are going to take a step back this year just because.
Yeah,
they're getting the Cardinals' offensive coordinator, which when you saw what he did with Marvin Harrison Jr. Now you have Jameson Williams is going to play that route. Although Jameis Williams is going to have a little bit more luck because with Marvin Harrison, he never went inside of the hashes. He kept him outside of the hashes. The difference here is Jared Goff can actually throw that ball. Kyler Murray can see
Caleb's not that great at it. I'm sorry,
but
Jared
still,
Goff.
I think So I think Jameson Williams. I think he's going to take a step back. All of his big games last year were when Sam Laporta was hurt.
Yeah.
And obviously Trey McBride had the season he did last year. So I think Laporta is going to have a better year. Jameis Williams going to take a step back. But all in all, I just don't think that this is going to be the same offense that it was 2 years ago. It's just tough to trust somebody that was calling that crap for Arizona last year.
Who's this guy in a baseball hat that thinks all right, Doug, we get it to you. So,
hey, he's on the cover of Madden. I heard Dave say he's Michael Jordan.
See, I'm not that scared.
Jordan was never on Madden.
The Lions.
That's true.
He
wasn't in video games.
Yeah,
he was always player.
Cake schedule because they finished fourth in the division, guys. Don't forget that. So, I think they got a couple softball games that they're just gonna blow teams.
We all have Vikings the exact same record, huh?
And they'll go about 500 against the rest of the NFL. So that's why I got them at 11. Yeah, and we've all got the Vikes at 6-11. I think that's pretty fair because their coach is a fraud and Kyler sucks.
Well, they're already talking about how Kyler has problems picking up the offense.
Yeah, you think? Surprise.
That was his issue in Carolina.
Beat out by Jacoby Brissett. How many times do I have to say that, Vikings fans? Like, don't get your hopes up. What are you doing? Saw last year.
Couldn't hit a 5-yard out either. That's the comment of the whole year. That's the comment of the whole year. You win an award.
All right, so me and Doug both got the best team in the division, the Packers, at 12-5. Lions 11-6, same. And then we're one game different on the Bears, 8-9, 9-8, and 6-11. So me and you, Doug, had pretty much the same idea for the division. Dave, you're not far off. I mean, 6-11 on the Vikes. The Lions, basically, you gave the Lions wins to the Bears, and otherwise pretty similar.
But don't I get to just to tell people why the Packers will be 12-5?
Oh, by all means. This is a Packer show. We let Dave just show up sometimes.
Yeah, we let Dave talk a lot. It is nice to let him talk about it. Caleb Williams, he can hit a 5-yard out. Okay.
All right, why are we going 12-5, Hype? Tell me.
So, the Packers defense without Micah wasn't that great last year. They're kind of bad. Micah will be coming back from surgery and everything, right? And there'll be some games without him. But the reason I believe this defense can be good is because Gannon's much more of a hard ass on defense than we've had in the past. Our defensive coordinators have been kind of like nice guys. Let's play soft defense, whatever. The way that the defensive players are talking, they almost sound like they're scared of the head coach a little bit. Not in a bad way, but they're just like the guy's on me like white on rice, like to fix the things I need to fix. And I'm like, that when you look at our defense, they're always making dumb mistakes and just stupid things. Where if like you had a hard-nosed coach, that wouldn't be happening. He'd be like, I'm getting you out of that damn game. Stop screwing up. That is not Keyshawn Nixon. Take a hike. You know what I mean? We need that kind of coach on defense. Yeah. And the new trend on defense in the NFL is to have the Seattle type defense. I think people are going to copy that a lot with the big corners or like a safety you bring down or whatever. But we have Bullard that can play that role where we can match up against 13 personnel and have a guy that can play and hit people and tackle like a linebacker, but also cover. So he can be in there regardless if you're 13 or 11. You know what I mean? And be an enforcer and make a difference there. And I think going forward on defense, you need to have these big playmaker athletes type dudes that can do stuff like that to change the game. Otherwise, you're going to get out schemed. So that's why I think the Packers defense can actually be pretty decent. And then Jordan Love will be like MVP level.
I'm similar. I'm a similar vein. I think the Packers are going to win 12 games mostly because of Jordan Love. Now, a lot of football casuals think that they're writing articles about how the Packers lost all these good players. And like, look, I'm not hating on Romeo Doubs. I'm not hating on Devontae Wicks. Right. And I'm not hating on Elton Jenkins. He was really good for us for a lot of years, but we don't need those guys anymore. That's why they're gone. We don't need Rashawn Gary anymore. That's why they're gone. And I will give Goody credit. I have a lot of issues with some of Goody's draft picks and some of his signings. Like Nate Hobbs last year, I thought was a bad idea. Turns out I was right, but I've been wrong before. The point is, Goody, he addressed all the smaller positions that were of problem, that we just had gaps everywhere. We didn't lose games because Jordan Love was bad, right? We didn't even necessarily lose games because we lost Micah Parsons or Tucker Kraft. We lost games because we were bad in situational football and we were bad at certain positions, and we could not change that no matter what. So we went out, we got cornerbacks in this offseason, 2 new cornerbacks, right? We got a nose tackle, a defensive interior lineman. We got, again, an offense interior lineman. And like the small positions that people didn't necessarily pay attention to outside of cornerback, obviously, I feel like are going to be much better. And with Jordan Love getting better every single year, I think 12 wins is very, very reasonable for the Packers. I could see 11, but maybe 13 if things bounce our way. But I think 12 is just about.
Well, they actually drafted really hardcore for their needs in the draft too, which is crazy. They don't always
which
do that.
Is very un-Packersy, if we're being honest, right? So like that, I think is
that
why I like
shows you that Goot's kind of going all in-ish in a sense, sort of.
Yeah,
partially also because they have a million draft picks next year.
Finally doing an intelligent draft.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying Goody doesn't do intelligent drafts, but sometimes
the key is if you don't have a first round pick, he sucks at first round picks, and then he does great.
Yeah, sometimes taking the best player available and like
just get rid of our first round picks.
Not
awesome
the best
draft
idea. Yeah, like drafting AJ Dillon in the 3rd round when we didn't need a running back was maybe not the best.
One day someone's like, "Goot, you're terrible at first rounders. Just trade him for Micah Parsons."
Yeah, that's why I was so too. I was like, now I don't have to be mad that you drafted the wrong guy in the 1st round.
just trade him. Get rid of them.
Yep. But yeah, the Vikings suck. At least on this channel, we come together to remember that the Vikings are trash. So I'm really glad we all agree on that.
Kyler Murray.
Yep. All right. Here's our final standings for the NFC. Doug, Derek, and Chief all have the Rams #1. Hype, Chief, and Nick Baird all have the Rams #1. Packers #2 for me and Hype, the Packers fan. Bears #2 for Chief, the Bears fan.
Homers.
I mean, we're all homer. Whatever, fuck it. We should, we should support our teams. I don't give a shit if you don't like it. I'm not even mad at you, Dave. I'm not even mad at you. All right, Eagles at 3 for you guys. I got the Eagles at 4 because my Panthers, who I keep hyping up that defense.
Wow, 11 wins.
#3, baby. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Dave's got Saints getting a home game win in that
home game.
I love that, dude. I actually really do like that a lot. And then that's obviously a new team for you. Good job, Dave. We've all got the Seahawks at 5, doing really well, but not winning the division. You got the 49ers, Doug. Dave's got the Packers there. I got the Lions. And then me and Davo got the freaking boys in there. We got the Cowboys in there. So a couple new. Boys. Let's do this again. Because I think the NFC was harder like after the top 5. I think the top 5, not including anyone from the NFC South, right? So like Rams, Packers, Eagles, Seahawks, or Bears in Dave's case. I think we're pretty obvious. And then it was really hard after that, figuring out like 6 through 10, or just the way it like who was going to be good, who was going to win 10 games was really hard for me to figure out. So Doug, what is the best pick of your picks? And you can't say the Packers.
Us in the chat too. Soder, Eddie, everybody. What is the best pick I had in here, and what is the worst?
What's the best and worst? Because you can't say the Packers. Okay, you can't say the Packers. Is it you saying the Rams are 15-2, or dude? What about the 49ers at 12-5? Is that your best or your worst?
It could be my best because I don't know why everyone else is overlooking the Niners. When they're healthy, they're really, really good. You look at any analytics and DVOA overall, like team DVOA for the whole team, they've been top 5 the last 2 years in the whole league. So
I get it.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, and you have Shanahan, who basically anybody at quarterback or on offense, they're scoring tons of points no matter who plays for him. Whatever magic formula he has, whatever, like he sold his soul to the devil or something. I don't know what he did, but like that, I'm scared of the 49ers. Look, remember 2 years ago and 3 years ago in the playoffs, we were beating them, and then they're just so confident that he puts in the team. They're just somehow figure out a way to beat us. Well, the Niners just do that.
We don't beat the 49ers in the playoffs. We just don't do that. We just
I don't think they're going to go anywhere in the playoffs because I don't think they have the personnel on defense to do that and stuff. But I think during the regular season, they're going to be similar to like a Chargers or another team that in the regular season, they're really good and really smart and they're going to eat up wins, but that doesn't mean they'll do well in the playoffs.
Okay, so the 49ers, I agree, are either your best or your worst. We'll
Or
see
the
how that
worst.
goes, right? Yeah, best. I think that's your best or worst. So you think the Lions are a shoo-in to get into the playoffs? Dave doesn't think so. You think the Lions are a shoo-in? Because I kind of feel like they are. Personally, I think the Lions are a shoo-in to get in the playoffs with that schedule. But do you think they are? Or do you think they're on the cusp being your 7th overall pick there? Doug?
Who's in their secondary? Aren't they losing one of their?
Dude, I forgot that he's going to prison. I totally forgot about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot.
That might be a data point. I'm just saying.
That might be a data point. Shoot, good job, Dave, knowing recent events. Damn it, I might have given him one less win. I'd probably still have him in the playoffs, but I probably have at least one less win or two, maybe.
Still better than the Cowboys.
Yeah. So okay, so Doug's, I think the 49ers for Doug should be his best and worst.
And worst.
I think it should be. Yeah.
Sure.
Dave, we know your worst is the Bears, so you can't say that. So what's your other worst pick? What's your other worst
my
pick?
other worst would actually be the Cowboys. I think they could wind up being the 3 seed. I think that they could. I honestly believe with Dak, with that offense, again, their defense only has to be middle of the road. I think they could be a 12-win team. I think the Eagles, I don't think they can win more than 10 just because stagnant offense. I don't trust Sean Mannion, a new play caller. So I think that it should be Cowboys get the 3 seed.
He's a Packer coach. Is that why?
Yes. Oh, no, it's not just because of that. It's just where the hell did he come from? Where did he learn how to call an offense? Who did he really learn it from?
That's fair. We'll see how he does.
Yeah.
No, I can see the Cowboys being your best or worst too. There's also a chance the Cowboys win like 6 games this year.
Yeah.
Their defense is just
I would
bad,
bet more on that.
But like I'm with you though. I think
Schottenheimer, I think he's got that offense dialed in.
Yeah, Schottenheimer's good in the regular season. Remember that, guys. And
this is only about regular season, right? This isn't about
playoffs. I'm just saying the Cowboys don't deal with controversy. They fall apart by the end of the year. That's just what they do.
Yeah. I don't know that division though.
They don't deal well with challenges.
I feel like the NFC East could surprise us. There's a chance the Giants win that division. There's that division
with their 7 DNs and nothing else on defense.
Dude, maybe they put one of them at running back. Who knows, right? They're really good. I mean, I think your best pick is the Saints. I'm just gonna say it. That's your best by far. Best. That's a great pick. I love that pick. I really want to see the Saints like surprise people. So I love that pick.
That would be fun.
And you got 2 new ones. So Doug, do you agree with that? Do you think the Saints are his best pick? Or
yeah. Soder thinks the Saints pick is the best one on the entire board.
Yeah, I think so too. I think good, very ballsy, dude.
Dude, I have the Panthers beating them out by being 8-9. Anybody could win that division just by showing up.
I know. No, I wanted the Saints to do well. I couldn't find wins for them. Their schedule's not that easy, so I couldn't find
they actually played for them.
The circle has been completed. It has been completed. Back to their roots. Back to Hammond, Indiana.
Hey, look, the Bears helped out the Packers way long 100 years ago when we were in financial need. We helped the Bears by beating them so bad the city got rid of them and sent them to Indiana. Okay, so you're welcome.
All right, so for me, I think my worst pick could be the Panthers just because that division's a mess, but I'm sticking on the train, man. I'm not getting off of it until something else happens, but the Panthers are going to do really well this year. So, yeah, exactly. Well done. Well done. That's the best reason to comment there is. Cover up Dougie's face. So, yeah, I think the Panthers might be my worst. And honestly, I was going to say maybe the Cowboys are my best because I do think they're making the playoffs this year. I just have a feeling in my gut that the Cowboys are making the playoffs.
They're the all-time greatest team on paper, but that doesn't mean you win games, you know?
Oh, they're going to get – well, Doug, when they finish 7 and we finish 2, do you know what happens? They come up to Lambeau and we beat them by 42 points. So, like, I really want that
in the cold.
Because beating the Cowboys in the playoffs is like the second best thing behind winning the Super Bowl.
And it's the only thing Green Bay can do in the playoffs. It's the only
thing we're good at it, though.
Over the last decade.
If you're going to do something and beat the Cowboys, it's pretty cool. I mean, the whole America's team bullshit, you know? Yeah. We're America's team. Sorry. Show up to Lambeau Field and see what's up.
Wrecked and pretend you caught a ball, Des Bryant. Pretend you caught it.
Also, there's a recent data report that analyzes the entire world and fans, and we have been crowned the number 1 America's team in NFL over the Cowboys. The Bears were like 7.
Yeah, well, either way,
people
that's
from
all.
Chicago are cornholes. That's why I never need to go to a Bears home game.
Yeah.
I said
you
that
mean,
my entire life. So
yeah, a Hammond. You mean a Hammond home game? But
You mean Indiana's are cornholes? You mean Indiana's full of cornholes?
I do like though how our AFC was pretty similar. I feel like our NFC is a lot different, and I actually like that because I think the NFC outside of maybe even the top 3 teams, even dude, the NFC North could be a crapshoot. Maybe the Vikings surprise us and win 9 games.
They have a good defense.
And throw a big wrench into everything. Dude, maybe the Buccaneers win 12 games. We don't know. Like the NFC is way more volatile, I feel like, than the AFC. So other than the Rams and the Seahawks, which I feel are like pretty much locks to make the playoffs, it's really hard to get a feel for the NFC. So I'm glad that we have, a little bit of differences here. I am surprised all of us picked the Eagles. Dave, I thought for sure you would have the Cowboys actually winning that division. I thought for sure. But I mean, they have the same record. So, but yeah. Based on division wins,
the Eagles just have a much better defense.
They do.
So the Cowboys have a much better offense.
Yeah, hey, but defense is more important.
It doesn't matter if Des caught the ball. Okay.
Yeah, the Dallas D is pretty bad. I can't wait to see Rashawn Gary be Rashawn Gary for the Cowboys. That's going to be fun. Dude, maybe he'll try again. Who knows? Maybe he was cold and tired, and I don't know. But
this is going to be the next Rashawn Gary. So
yeah,
you got that.
All right. Well, that's fun, guys. That was our NFL season picks. Now you've seen the rankings for the playoffs, and next episode we'll bring Eddie on. He'll have his playoff teams, we'll have our playoff teams, and we're going to predict all the way to the Super Bowl. And obviously, we won't be surprised when the Packers fans are homers, obviously, but maybe we'll surprise you.
And Soder can grade our playoff predictions.
There you go.
Okay, we need full on grades from the from the Eeyore fan, the biggest Eeyore.
I want a Tyler Smack A+ on mine. So Tyler Smack game-winning kick in the playoffs. I mean, dude, Tyler Smack's going to give us heartburn this year. We all know it. But, I mean, remember, we were one of the worst kicking teams in the NFL last year, so it can't be that.
We're just not going to kick field goals. That's not – like remember the Lions would always go for it on 4th down. We're just not kicking field goals.
Another blessing in disguise, maybe we suck at field goals and we just let Jordan Love rip it on 4th down all the time because that dude is good in the clutch.
Last year, he was the best quarterback ever in history on 3rd and long. Why aren't we just letting him throw the damn ball?
I mean, can I just say it? Fuck field goals. Let's just go for touchdowns every single time.
Why and you know what else they did? They draw up like wide receiver screens on these plays. It's like, dude, just give Jordan Love the ball in his hand, bro.
Please. Give Jordan Love the ball. Yeah. No, I'm really excited for the Packers offense this year. I'm really excited to see what the NFC North looks like. I'm honestly really excited to see the NFC South and how that shapes out. And hopefully Dave's Saints make us all proud because we're all rooting for you down there for now. But yeah, I don't know. So we each had, me and Dave had 4 new playoff teams. Doug had 2, and we all know there's going to be at least 5. Usually there's 5, maybe, so we definitely missed somebody. So if you guys watch this, tell us who we missed.
Who's going to be the Falcons?
You could tell me it's the Patriots. I missed them, or the Chiefs. Maybe that's obvious. Or maybe
the Ravens.
Like the Colts, right? Maybe
the Colts,
or maybe it's the Vikings. Vikings fans, it's not. But
if they could hit on those 2D tackles, man, it'll make it interesting.
Yeah, but they still have a quarterback.
He's got a broken foot.
They have a quarterback.
Won how many games last year without a quarterback?
Says the Jets.
The Jets. Can we just
Geno Smith doesn't have any. Geno Smith has no problems at all. No problem throwing interceptions. No legal issues. No issues.
I think Doug might be the closest prediction on the Jets. I think 1 win is more.
I think I would put a bet at Vegas for 1 to 2 wins.
I'd put the Jets at 1.5. To be honest, that's
what is the Vegas odds for Jets wins? Let's look right now.
1.5. The Jet. I mean, Doug just hates Aaron Glenn. So like,
they give him. They had the over/unders 5.5 wins for the Jets.
Bet the under, folks. Go bet.
That's free money.
No, gambling's bad. Don't gamble. Bet the
gambling's bad, but if it's good, if you're bad going against the Jets,
dude. 5.5 with Geno Smith at quarterback.
Geno Smith, the interception machine.
Money. As far I'm gonna go bet on that right now. Can we say that? Yeah.
Don't bet, ladies and gentlemen.
No, don't do it. I'm in Arizona.
That's the way to go.
But. Yeah, I think
unless you're at the Ho-Chunk Casino, then do whatever you want.
Yes. If you're
that's my kid's 529 account.
If you're ever in Western Wisconsin, Eastern Minnesota, or Northern Iowa, just go up down the road to the Ho-Chunk Casino and place a bet down.
Yeah, why aren't we doing promo? Everybody else is
Yeah,
sponsored
dude.
by casinos.
Dave,
Why not
call
Hoshok? Where are you?
Sponsor us. Come on, dude.
Dave, where's
You're
Hoshok?
slacking. You're slacking, dude.
Give a call, somebody.
Yeah, you're slacking. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please comment down below at how smart or stupid.
Yeah, who
you
did
think
the
we
best
are.
also? Who did the
Who was
best?
the best? Who was the worst? We all know it was.
We
Dave.
need to do better at having these specific orders.
Somebody
Do that.
tell Dave he did a good job, please. Okay, but we'll see you guys next week, Sunday. We'll do live again. We will do the playoffs. And Eddie, if you're free, please come on. Soda, we look forward to seeing you. And everybody who liked the
come on
comment,
Soda? That's weird.
everybody who shows up, we really, really appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much for your time. And go Pack Go, guys.
And
Or
Bears-
actually, fuck the Bears. So.